Hey everybody, welcome back. This is an original numbers matching Survivor 69 Z28 that a gentleman contacted me through my YouTube channel, and he lives nearby, and he just bought this car, and he brought it to my shop for us to do a restoration on the car. And as you can see, it's got extensive damage. Looking at the car, we found wood chips and drywall embedded in the damage. So my theory is the car broadsided to the corner of a house or something. But as you can see, it's got pretty extensive damage right there. And this video here is just kind of an introduction video of the car. And hopefully we're going to have a whole lot of videos coming up during the restoration of this car. So I'm starting out here with a little introductory video, and here's the car being delivered to our shop, and I'm just going to kind of let the camera tell the story here. But the car really looks a lot worse than it really is. I mean, believe it or not, it still rolls, and you can still steer it with the steering wheel. And so structurally, mechanically, I think the car is intact, but body-wise, of course, we're going to have some extensive work to do. But I think the car is well worth trying to save. It, like I had mentioned, it's an original paint, original untouched Survivor Z28, all numbers matching. Even the wheels are the original. Date coded correct. Now the engine that's in the car right now is not the DZ block. The DZ block is in the trunk, but the heads are all original and coded correctly, and the car needs some rust repair. The bottom of the car is in remarkably good condition. It was all undercoated, but the quarter panels are going to have to be replaced because they have some rust. And then obviously, you know, the damaged panels are going to have to be replaced. But as you can see here, it's all original paint. It's never been painted. It's really a shame that the car was involved in the crash, because this would have been a really good Survivor car that I would not have restored. I would have left it the way it is. But that's the original cowl hood right there with the original date code on it that matches the car. So we're going to try to save that hood. And it's an original X77 D80 car. It's a June of '69 build date. And it's got the original heads on it. Original deep groove pulleys. And I'm going to focus in on the cowl tag here. You can barely see it, but it's X77 D80. I believe that's the original intake. And the original carburetor is with the car, but as you can see, it's got a big boo-boo on it. So, and believe it or not, with this extensive damage here, the seats are in perfect condition. The driver's seat did not even get damaged at all. I just feel sorry for the guy sitting in it. And walk around to the trunk here and show you the original DZ block in the trunk. And there's the original numbers matching DZ block. I checked the numbers and they're all matching. It's the original trunk lid. The trunk pan's going to have to be replaced. It's got some rust in it. There's the original VIN number on the block. We're going to be doing the initial disassembly of it so that we can get the car ready to put on the lift, and we can remove the suspension and the interior and so on. But the first thing we have to do is get all of the damaged body panels off the car. And as you can see here, we started with the door, which we literally had to just cut off the car because the damage was so severe. It just was smashed to the point where we couldn't unbolt it like you normally would. And I'm showing drywall and old wood here from what I think the car hit the corner of a house, believe it or not, because we found old house wood and drywall embedded in the damage. So if anyone is familiar with this car, maybe they know what happened to it. But anyway, as the rest of the panels that we're removing here, I insisted that we unbolt everything rather than cut it off, which is what the normal reaction would be, is to cut all the panels off. And in this case, we're removing the hood, which we're going to repair because that's the original cow hood to the car. It's got the correct date code on it and so on. It was installed from the factory because this is a D80 car, which means that it came with the cow hood and the spoiler. So here we're continuing to remove all the parts and pieces that are damaged. And here in a minute, you're going to see where we cut the A-pillar of the car, which you can see the top is kind of lifted up there on the corner. And when we actually cut the A-pillar, the top dropped down a good 2 or 3 inches, almost back to where it should be. And so I think the top is going to be fine. It has no buckles or damage in it at all, because the A-pillar broke away from the top right there where it hit, where it meets the top, and you'll see that here coming up. But so he's starting to cut the A-pillar at this point, and if you watch closely, you can see the whole top just drop right down, almost back to where it should be. So I'll just let the video run here and you'll see what I mean. Once he got cut through there, he had to kind of hit it with a sledgehammer to get it separated apart there, which is kind of hard to watch, but that's what was necessary to get it separated there, because it is just so tight right there. So he's going to hit it here, and you'll see the whole top just drop right down. He's just going to tap it here one more time, and you'll see it drop. So as you can see there, the top is almost back down to where it should be now, so that's a good thing. So then we just continue taking parts and pieces off here, and like I mentioned before, I insisted that everything be unbolted properly so that we don't do any more damage to some of the parts and pieces that we can save. And here I'm removing the front bumper, which was undamaged, the grille was undamaged, the lower valance was undamaged, and the header panel is damaged, so that's probably going to be replaced. And the passenger side fender is undamaged, but it's got rust in it, so we're going to replace both front fenders on the car. So it's kind of a long, tedious process, but we're trying to get, like I'd mentioned, the whole front end of the car apart so that we can get the car up on the lift and remove the subframe in the front, subframe and engine, and then the rear end. And then we can get the car down to the point where we can start doing the body work on it. And once we got all of these panels off, you know, the car looked a lot better. I mean, it looks a lot. You can see that the wheelbase itself is really not that far off. The subframe is, for all that I can see so far anyway, the subframe is undamaged. It just got moved over a little bit. And so hopefully it's straight, that, you know, but we're going to check that, of course. So at this point, getting the front driver's side fender off again was quite a task. I mean, we worked for a good hour trying to get the thing loose from the rest of the damage, and again, I did not want to cut it off the car. I just wanted to unbolt everything properly. So now the car is ready. We've got all the front end and panels and door and all that off the car, and again, it's, in my opinion, it's looking a lot better. You know, the damage looks a lot worse than it really is. It is all fixable, as bad as it is, but now the car is ready to move over to the lift, and you can see all the damaged parts and pieces here. So in this scene, I'm removing the heater box from the firewall. I just wanted to reveal all of the hidden VIN numbers on the car. And the hidden VIN that was under the cowl is okay, but it wasn't stamped very well. About half of it's missing. But here under the heater box, it had a really good stamp, and it's very clear. And here I'm holding the VIN tag up to compare the numbers. So now we've moved the car over to the lift now, and it's ready to remove the subframe and the rear end, and then we'll pull the interior out and then start doing all the body work. So, and as you can see, the floorboard and the rocker panel and the firewall, the tulips on each side of the firewall and everything are all pretty well wasted. The whole back of the car, from the quarter panels back, is pretty much intact, as well as the top is in pretty good shape. And I've had a lot of comments about different ways of doing this, and I'm having a couple of expert body guys looking at the car and so on, and more than likely we're going to pull this section out and then replace the floorboards, the firewall, the dash, the tulips on both sides, and the rocker panel, and so on. So anyway, the floorboard had some rust in it, as you can see there. It pretty much, you know, got torn, and but anyway, like I said, we're going to have some more people look at it, and I will keep you up to date on the assessment that we finally decide to do. But right now, we're just going to probably move forward with removing all those damaged portions, and then spot welding in, you know, all the new pieces. And we've replaced pieces with OEM, as well as some of the AMD parts that, you know, we would not be able to get OEM. So here's the new floorboard and the firewall and the dash laying here next to the car. And then we have a whole bunch of other parts and boxes that we haven't even opened up yet. So again, this is just an assessment video to assess the overall damage of the car now that we've gotten it part. And previously I said that the subframe is probably okay, but actually we found out the subframe is bent, and we will be replacing the subframe as well. So there's been a lot of confusion about this car, and some people have said that it's the same car as the blue car, or the blue car is the same as the red, and so there is a lot of confusion. So just to clear that up, here is my blue car that I have a whole set of videos on. This is my Le Mans Blue Z28 that I've got 13 videos on the restoration of this car. And as you can see, there are two separate cars. People have accused me of making one car out of both, or, whatever. So just to be fair, I want to clear that confusion up. And I'm not sure if it's YouTube that is mixing the videos up, but as you can see, there is a blue car and a red car there in the background. So I hope that this clears up any of the confusion. And, if you continue to have any more questions, just leave those in the comments, and I'll answer them as accurately as I can. So